Let's face it, we all spend a lot of time at our desks. And I bet you've all considered, is it time for me to get a standing desk? Is a standing desk a good idea? Well, this video is all about that. I will be going through what you need to look for if you decide to buy some standing legs, how hard it is to put it together, and there's even some special cable management hacks at the end of the video. Also, my verdict on how I feel about my new standing desk. I best off hitting this button. So I ended up buying a standing desk for two reasons. One, I don't exercise enough, and I thought maybe if I stand up a bit, this will be better for me. And two, my posture was getting incredibly bad. I kept on hunching my back. I try my best to stay standing up straight or sitting up straight, and I would continually slouch. You know, I would try and stretch and do exercise and stuff, but if I got hyper focused on the work I was doing, I would just find that I was there crouching badly because I wasn't focusing on my posture technique. So it made sense to me to buy this, and I thought it would be an easy thing. So I went online and I started looking for these legs. And you know what? They all look the same. You see the photo and there's two legs and a bit in the middle and some motors, and you start going, okay, so they're all the same standing desk legs. They're not. They're all different. If you decide to buy standing legs, you need to look at some very important things. You need to check that it suits the desk size that you want it to be for. I mean, obvious, that one's no brainer. After that, there was a few things that you kind of didn't even notice all that much. What was the weight that the desk can take? It varied very much from 40 to 150 kilograms, like 100 pounds to 300 pounds. Like, that's a lot of change just from buying the wrong legs. Also, the height of the legs. Some of the legs come in different stages, so you can go up in 2 stages or 3 stages or some even 4 stages. So if you're tall like me, you want to be able to get to that top height. The last thing is the amount of motors. Some would come with 1 motor, some would come with 2 motors. This would change the speed in which the desk would come up or down. I was amazed at how many different variants there was in desk legs. It was, just be careful if you're buying one. Get one that really suits what you're doing and check all the fine details. I would love to hear what you guys think about standing desks. So after it all arrived, it was pretty simple. Just clean off your desk, turn it over, remove the old legs, and put on the new legs. It can't be that hard. Yeah, it wasn't that hard. You probably see right now that there was an issue. Once I turned my table over, I realized that it had these extra ribs going down the bottom of the table. That just does not suit the standing desk. You need a flat bottom standing desk. This was my rookie mistake for not checking under the desk to see what I was mounting to. But after installing it was all a matter of just following the instructions provided and putting it all together. There wasn't a whole lot. I suppose just the way that you're gonna do your cable management is, I decided to stick the sticky pads to the actual metal instead of the timber, because I've found before when I stick the sticky pads to the timber, they'll unstick. So that was just my little hot tip for there. So we're getting to the interesting part now. We're getting to the part where I'm going to start setting everything back up. I decided if I'm going to go through the process of adding these standing legs, I was going to get monitor mounts. I was going to do all my cable management and all these type of things to really make this a really awesome desk type thing. Originally on my desk, before I had the standing desk, I had the actual computer sitting behind my monitors, which took away from a lot of desk space. So I wanted to remove that, and I put that in the shelving next to me. Then I went about and putting my monitor mounts together and installing my monitors. By the end of this stage, it was the end of the day, and I thought, oh, I've really knocked it out of the park, so I'm going to hit the hay, and I'll come back tomorrow to it. I came back in the morning, and my main 32-inch monitor was sagging. It was all hanging down, and this was just a drama, a major drama. For me, I thought, imagine going to my computer every morning and the monitor had sagged down. This would drive me insane. Then I had to change tact. I decided that monitor mount, as tightly as I'd done everything up, it just wasn't going to hold the 32-inch monitor very well. So I decided to go back to the original stand that came with the monitor. Although that was a little bit short on what I wanted the monitor to sit at. I got this little timber box and put it underneath it. Now, I decided I would put like a little USB ports because I'm always running out of charging spots on my PC. So I thought I'd run this USB. I would notch out the bottom of this little box, add my USB ports in there. It holds everything nice and steady together. Just nice and clean now. I like that. Where the monitor was going to be added to, I decided it was then important for me to add a board to that. So instead of mounting the monitor, I decided to use the bracket to mount this timber board that would hold all my wires and do a really good job at being cable management type tray behind all my computers. I think it worked out really well also, so I was happy with how that turned out. So here's the verdict. What do I think of this? I've been using it now for about a week. Scientifically, they've actually said that it's not that much better than sitting, but I would argue. The argument would be I tend to rock around from side to side, stretch my arms, stretch my legs. I'll even do a little bit of dancing if there's a good song on. Like I said at the start, I'm not all that active. So for me, standing up is a good activity. But if you are like a mountain biker or a jogger, I don't think maybe the standing desk isn't as useful for you. I do find that you need to buy a really good mat. That's very, very key to enjoying your standing desk. And you have to do it barefoot. If you don't do it barefoot, you're not doing the whole desk experience. It needs to be barefoot. I would definitely recommend having a standing desk. I have been mentally happier for some weird reason, and I'm putting it down to the desk. If you're new about here, please subscribe. I would love some support. Thank you for watching. You guys have been really awesome as well.